Hello. Today we're going to be doing a different take on inner child's healing, so stay tuned to see what that is. This is Aphrodite Set Free, and my name is Kat. Let's say I have stress in my body. When I have stress in my body, it manifests as a physical pain, and I can feel it like right here and kind of on the side, lower, and it's this sharp pain. And when I feel that stress, it's often from I'm most likely in my head more than in my body at that moment, and I will be putting expectations on myself in terms of time and in terms of performance. So I'll be rushing, and even if we're physically not rushing, if our bodies are not relaxed, they're in a rushing type of an energy. So I'll be rushing, whether it looks like I am or not, and I'll be performative, so I will be expecting others to be watching me or expecting something from me, and that's a type of performance. I'm acting like this because they expect me to, so it'll be coming from those things mostly, and it'll be a really sharp pain. And so what I was thinking was, when it comes to inner child's healing, we hear a lot about how we all have our past traumas from our childhoods, and we carry them into adulthood, and then you still have that child version of yourself inside of us that needs healing and love. Well, I was thinking about it, and I thought, what if we looked at our emotions as babies? If we looked at our emotions as children and treated our emotions as children. So what that would look like for me would be, if I felt that sharp pain in my body, I would not be judging it for crying and screaming, throwing a tantrum. It's asking me for something. It needs something. I'm not going to condemn it for that. And so I was thinking it would be pretty fun to go over some things such as wrapping baby in a blanket, giving bath, giving a kiss, rocking. And I was thinking of transforming those into, how would that look to be rocking our emotion that's in need of some love? How would it look to give it a kiss? So I'm going to get into details about those things and explain what I kind of mean by all of that. And I hope that it's helpful, because I think when we look at our emotions as babies, it is a form of inner child's healing. It's a different take on it. It's like dealing with it in real time, and it comes at it with a much more compassionate and loving stance. You see how innocent the emotion is. Let's say the emotion is anger. This is your anger. Don't be scared. I know anger can feel horrible, but it's just this. This is your anger. I know it feels really bad, but this is your anger. This is your sadness. And it's completely innocent and completely holy. These feelings are talking to us. So let's say that it's the feeling of anger. what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap her up in a blanket, just like this. So we're gonna make sure that very secure, safe. What doing this might look like for real life, dealing with anger, say, what we might do is blanket the emotion by closing our eyes, protecting ourselves, perhaps setting up a boundary, maybe in stillness or silence, right? It's being enveloped. So closing our eyes and getting still within to fully feel that anger or whatever emotion it might be. Another thing that we might do, we might also give baby a bath. So we are feeling scared, we're feeling sad, anxious. Let's give baby a bath. Here's the anxiety. And so what giving a bath might look like would be cleansing, clearing. So this could be taking an actual bath, perhaps, because I'm a huge advocate for taking baths, especially if we are feeling a lot of heavy things. Baths are a great way. They're good for the soul and the mind and the body. But when you're in the bath, it physically rinses away. You can feel the difference, and the shower works too, but the bath, you are kind of, when you're surrounded by water, you are inside of this higher vibration. Water is magical, and it's a very high vibe. It's cleansing. So when we're in the bath, we put our whole body submerged. We are like in this magical potion that's transforming and transmuting our emotions, allowing them to flow, and letting our bodies become more like water. And then the emotions can really flow through our bodies. So you could take a physical bath, or, like I said, a breath, a breathing meditation, perhaps box breathing for 3 minutes, 10 minutes, however long you need, maybe just one single breath, something to clear and cleanse. So the next thing we might want to try with our emotion that feels heavy, sadness, anger, fear, we're going to give it a hug. I love that this has a little tail. So cute. I think it's just as a carrot. When I first saw it, I thought a fox, a baby fox, but anyway, so you're just gonna give baby a hug. We're gonna hug the fear, and what that might look like would be opening our hearts. So opening our hearts would be enveloping. I always used to say enveloping, and I realized that I'm saying it correctly. So not enveloping, but enveloping. But enveloping makes sense because things go inside of an envelope, and so it's folded in there. I think that it should be enveloping, honestly, but envelop that feeling with anyways, envelop that feeling with, imagine your heart. You're gonna hug it by hugging it with your heart. And the way we do this is by imagining and feeling our hearts expanding and expanding in love, expanding in light, golden light, glowing out of our chests and wherever that feeling might be in your body. So I mentioned mine is usually right here if it's stress, but maybe yours is in your shoulders. You feel a lot of weight on your shoulders from that stress, or you feel anxiety in your chest or in your tummy, or rage in our heads or throat, wherever you feel it in your body, clenching or pain. We can take that light and that glow, that love energy, and we're going to breathe into it and expand it more and more. The longer we do it, the stronger it gets, but even a little bit can help. And we can do this quickly, and the more often we do it, the more we will get better at it. So if at first you feel like, I didn't do it correctly, or this doesn't work, this is too hard, don't give up so easily. Maybe try it a few times and see if eventually, with anything that's new, it's a skill that we build. So we send that glow and we surround that pain, we surround it and give it a hug. Give it some love. And then another thing with baby, with our emotions, her baby, innocent, holy emotions, if they are crying, feeling, maybe a little bit of rocking might help. And what rocking might look like for us going through it would be movement. So getting some movement in by either going on a little walk. I would recommend slow movements. Maybe it could be dancing it out. If it's anger, maybe you do want to move fast. So whatever your body tells you. And it could also look like just allowing that emotion to flow through us in movement. We're not gonna hold it onto us. We're gonna allow it to pass by, move through us. Movement could look like letting it out through screaming into your pillow, letting out a sigh through your voice, movement, just going into a different room. It could be drinking water, that water, the movement of our muscles in our throat and our mouths. We're moving our bodies and we're simultaneously hydrating, giving us some love. I think that giving love to the emotion, showing ourselves that we have a healthy way, giving ourselves instead of shame for it, but giving our bodies water, is a great way to go from shame to acceptance and loving it. And another thing that we can do is giving a forehead kiss. So what that might look like for ourselves would be, well, it's actually a beautiful thing. I looked up what a forehead kiss means, and it's a blessing. Not only does kissing a baby's face transfer bacteria to the baby in a very small amount, so mothers do this all the time naturally, and it's giving your baby basically a vaccine. On a spiritual level, a forehead kiss is a blessing. It's a sign of adornment. And I love this because the emotions, we are blessing them as holy. We adore them. And we can do this through visualizing a pair of lips gently kissing our third eye. And this will bring clarity to the emotion. The emotion is being seen, it's being witnessed, observed, and blessed and adored. And so a forehead kiss, a gentle touch of lips to our foreheads. You could take your fingers if you want extra feeling, sensation with it. You can put some lavender essential oil on your fingers and just gently, of course, essential oil, some skin is sensitive to essential oils. I put essential oil on my forehead, but you can just use your fingers. You don't have to use the oil. It's just an idea, but this is the internet, and of course, take everything I say lightly. Only take what's helpful for you and your body. You can twist everything I've said and make it work for yourself in a unique way, special way that fits better for you. And maybe in the comments you could let me know. Maybe you have some ideas of your own, of your twists of this. I'd love to hear it. Please share. I'll respond. And yeah, I guess the last thing to say is after we've spent some time together, eventually baby is gonna fall asleep, but the sleep didn't come by force. It came by us spending time together, and at the end of it, naturally, when the emotion falls back asleep, more healed, we might find the unexpected gift of feeling not only more connected with baby, but with ourselves too. And the whole experience was enjoyable, spending time together. It wasn't something that was done with resentment or control, trying to get baby. We're not shaking baby, right? Go to sleep. Don't shake the baby. At the end, we will feel like the whole thing was actually really enjoyable. We'll feel better. And that's how we know we truly connected, is because we will feel that sense of a bit more relief inside of us. And sleeping peacefulness inside of us. You know, the baby might wake up again and cry again, and we know now, we're prepared. We know what we're gonna do, and it might look a little different each time, but we're gonna be there. We're gonna be there for ourselves, for our emotions. The next time it wakes up, and we release expectations on how it's going to play out. Who knows? Maybe next time will be playtime. And yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. I hope that this video was helpful in a different take on healing our inner child, and I wish you healing, love, and light. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi. Thanks for coming.